Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to my friends and to Madam Hana Mulyani binti Harun. Today I would like to present my informative speech about saving money. The COVID-19 outbreaks that we face today pose a number of challenges, especially economically. Millions of workers around the world lost their jobs due to the outbreak. Malaysia is the one who is experiencing the same problems. Many workers were fired because of the employers who were unable to pay their salaries during the COVID-19 outbreak. The Malaysian Institute of Economic Research estimates that 2.4 million more Malaysian workers will lose their jobs if the COVID-19 outbreak continues. The majority of those who are dismissed have no savings in their bank, even though some of them have worked for several years. Although we know that saving is important for the future, many of us ignore it. The key of financial success is know how you spend your money and important to know the way to save money, which is understanding your own budget, record your expenses, and find way to cut your spending. The first way to save your money is understanding your own budget. Budgeting strategies and techniques differ between students and employees, but there are 5 basic steps for everyone to understand your own budget. First step, set your own goals. There are two types of financial goals, short and long term. Short-term goals are focus the use of your money today, and the long-term goal is to manage your saving and spending for decades. Both of these things are important. Saving money today has an impact the expenses you spend and also affects the money in the future. You need to decide which goals meet your needs and which one include luxury. Then you can prioritize your financial goals accordingly. Short-term financial goals include current expenses. Some of these are compulsory and including rent payments, utility bills, food, mobile phones and household needs, outing, and going on vacation. Long-term financial goals include retirement savings. If you have a debt or loan, you have to repay it. The second step is calculate your income and your expenses. Once you have defined your financial goals, you need a plan to achieve them. To do this, you need to evaluate your income and your expenses. You can start by making a list of your monthly sources of income, including your salary. If you're not knowing the exact amount, you can use an estimate. The next part of this is your expenses, which categorize into three: fixed costs, commitments, and discretionary change expenses spending. Fixed rate increase are fixed monthly expenses. Change in commitment expenses different from month to month depending on need. Discretionary spending often makes life more enjoyable, but it should be your first expenses if you can't afford it. The third step is to analyze your spend. The purpose of budgeting is to ensure that your expenses do not exceed your income. This doesn't mean you have to start focusing on money. It means it's time to look at cost categories and see where you can reduce them. The next step is review your original budget. Once you have the opportunity to monitor your income and expenses for a month or two, you will find out more about things that you need to be adjusted. Your initial monthly income budget may not work, or you may not consider spending, such as car repair. Make adjustments, but always balance with your inflows and your outflows. Once you resolve all the problems within your budget, you should be determined to follow them. If you get a promotion, for example, you can increase your spending and savings goals. Saving should be a part of the plan. Financial planners recommend that your savings cover 6 months of income, enough to compensate for job loss or other anxiety. The last step is commitment. Creating a budget is a good step forward for financially better future for you and your family. Keeping your budget will take you there. Be realistic, evaluate regularly, and don't be afraid to adjust. The second way you need to do to saving your money is to record your expenses. Monthly budgets are useless if we underestimate our monthly spending. You need to record your expenses to see how much you spend. Here's how to start tracking your month spent. First step, check your account statement. Define your money habits by inventory all your accounts, including your checking accounts and all the credit cards you have. Looking at your account will help you identify your expenses. Second, categorize your expenses. Start collecting your expenses. Some credit cards automatically show you your purchase in categories such as shopping malls or cars. Your expenses will consisting of fixed and variable expenses. Fixed spending is unlikely to change every month. It covers rentals, utilities, insurance, and debt payments. You will have more space to adapt to changing expenses such as food, clothing, and travel. After you understand your own budget and record your expenses, now the time to find a way to cut your spending. You are human. Of course, you want to save more money, but reducing your spending feels like a sacrifice. Sometimes it takes the first step in the right direction to make something move in your favor. But, like most things, sometimes the first step is the hardest part. Because of that, you are given a list of 5 ways to reduce your spending. First, eliminate your debt. If you're trying to save money by reducing your expenses but still have a huge debt burden, start by paying off debt. Increase the amount you spend to pay off your debt every month. Once you are free to pay the interest of your debt, money can easily save. Second, create a list before you go shopping and make sure to follow it. Shopping only when you have a list, because when you don't have one, you usually make unplanned purchases and need money. Make a list before you go to grocery store is very important. Not only can help you buy things that fit your budget, but it can also help you avoid buying foods that you may be waste. Always write a list and you must follow it. Third, avoid shopping malls. The mall can be a fun place to watch, but it can also be filled with temptation. That's why you should avoid shopping malls unless you really need to buy something. Load yourself up and find other things to do when you need entertainment. Your shopping mall adventures can be replaced with jogging or watch great movies. Next, lower your mobile bill. Ask yourself how much you spend on your mobile data plan. If not too much, find a way to lower it to a cheaper mobile phone plan. If you use it a lot, view the features you paid for your bill and see if you can cut it. You can make food at home to cut your spending. It's hard to find energy to make a food after working all day or studying all day. You can start with the habit of cooking at least twice a week. If you regularly eat outside and slowly build up to 3 or 4 times a week. If that's not realistic for you, find the time to prepare some easy menu for the week. This way, can cutting small expenses and add up to hundreds or even save thousands. For the conclusion, you need to remember that saving money is very important. Also, know that the key of financial success is to find out how you spend your money. There is nothing wrong to fulfilling your wish, but you need to know your limits. You need to understand your own budget. You need to record your expenses and work out ways to lower your spend before you want to start spending. That's all from me. Thank you.